Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win to make the playoffs, and breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. 6 teams are alive for 4 spots, and all must win. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Presented by iHeart.
He tried to kill me. I'm telling you, he tried to kill me. He tried to first run me down with his car, and then when that wasn't successful, he then proceeded to honk his horn and give me the runner.
I don't know who you could be talking about.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, and the iHeartRadio app, and even Facebook. It's interesting that you would chime in, Mark Ronner. Maybe you have a guilty conscience, but you tried to run me down in the crosswalk. I was walking back from Whole Foods, minding my own business, and I was mindful of the light. I was walking on the green crosswalk sign.
You're saying you were obeying the law?
I was obeying the law, and then you come in this car screeching to a halt.
Fake news.
At the limit line.
Fake news.
You know, when the car dips down in the front because you're slamming on the brakes, it's almost like you were, you had an internal conversation about, do I run this black man down or not?
It's like you could read my mind. I want somebody to go out and look for skid marks on the road. not on any of your clothing.
All I know, this car was barreling down on me, and I turned to the right, and I said, I'm not going to make it. So he skids to the limit line, and I throw my hands up like, what are you doing, dude? What's your problem?
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
And then he honks the horn. And I start looking in through his windshield. I realize it's freaking Mark Ronner, and he gives me a runner. Like I did something wrong.
Here's what I love. One of my favorite things in life is that moment between, hey, and, oh.
I actually leaned into his passenger side saying, who the frick is this? Because the window was down. It's like I was getting ready to reach in and snatch his ass.
Yeah, that's exactly what you were about to do. I was prepared for that. Just like the old Sid Caesar joke. Do you remember Birth? You're coming out of the window like that.
All right. So do you want to explain yourself, Mr. Ronner?
Well, I just, you seemed lost in your own world, probably thinking about something important that you were going to talk about tonight and enlighten everybody about. Either that or just porn. But anyway, you were lost in your own world. Maybe. Crossing the street. I gave you a little toot of the horn. You didn't immediately recognize me, so I took the opportunity to surprise you with a middle finger. And then it took you like a fraction of a second before you recognized me. And as I mentioned to you on the way in, it's that fraction of a second that I live for. It's just beautiful.
True story.
Like that. Hey, what? Who? Oh, it's him.
You left out a very important part where you tried to kill me.
No. More fake news on your part. How can you disseminate that kind of disinformation on the people's airwaves like that? I'm offended.
Even you can't even tell that with a straight face.
What? No, I just you should thank me. Where's the gratitude?
Thank you for not running me down.
For keeping you alert when you were you looking at your phone?
No, I actually wasn't. No? I do not look at my phone when I cross the street because I have been hit by a car as a pedestrian. I'm always aware of cars.
Okay, because sometimes if people are doing that and I'm waiting to turn a corner, I'll roll down the window and say, look up from your phone, you idiot.
No.
But you weren't doing that.
I had my food in the bag in my right hand, and I'm walking with intent across the street. Now, I don't know if you were paying attention, but when I was walking across the street, there was someone coming out of the garage, and he jumped the light because he didn't want to wait for the cross traffic.
Oh.
If you come out of our parking garage, you can go straight, you can go right, you can go left, but usually the light for the pedestrian turns green first. So I start walking, and as soon as I start walking, this guy coming out of the garage jumps the red light because his light has not turned green yet because he did not want to wait for any of the cars, which might have kept him from turning left.
Probably had someplace important to go, probably in labor, something that we don't understand, so we should extend the benefit of the doubt. But I'll tell you, You weren't as surprised as I had hoped, because I like it when people are so surprised they do the little surprise dance.
No. Tawala knows this about me. You'll learn this about me.
Yeah.
I look for confrontation.
Oh, I see.
So if someone's honking their horn, I'm just trying to like, who the motherfather are you?
So you're like Jack Reacher. You're just like waiting for something to go
I'm
down.
walking across the street. I'm in the crosswalk. I have the light. And here you are screeching to a halt. And you honk the horn at me?
I wish you'd had like a milkshake or something and you were mid-drink.
I did not flinch. I did not jump. I didn't throw up my hands like, oh my gosh, you scared me. No, because I'm always aware, especially when it goes to crossing the street, because I, like you, notice when people are on their phone and they just assume that cars will stop for them. They just step off the curb thinking that, well, I got the light, so there's nothing for me to worry about. I have this invisible barrier around me. Nothing can touch me. It's crazy because especially when people are stepping off the curb, invariably there's someone who's going to make that right on a red and not really expecting someone to step off the curb. And you get a lot of these side swipes, or you almost get your leg taken off because people are not paying attention, either because they're on their phone or someone is turning right but looking left for the oncoming traffic.
So you're saying that like a ninja, you were aware of all your surroundings and nothing could surprise you. And I'm taking this.
Why does he mischaracterize everything I say?
Oh, no, I'm just trying to read between the lines. I'm taking.
Well, you're illiterate then.
Yeah.
You're making it up.
You just got done spewing a huge mouthful of fake news, and I won't take this from you. This is a personal challenge, and I'm going to interpret this like Kato in the old Pink Panther movies. So just whenever you're not ready, be ready.
You admit that you instigated this.
Oh, I'm proud that I instigated it. I intend to instigate more.
Okay, Sam, I hope you got that on tape, so we know he won't be able to lie about it later. Tawala, you heard it right?
I heard it loud and clear.
This is for court later?
No, you instigated, so that's what I'm saying.
Your intent is clear, Mark.
Yeah.
There's
bad
murder.
faith.
There's
bad
murder in your voice.
Bad faith interaction.
Not so much murder as just maybe some mild incontinence.
You were unsuccessful.
Okay.
So now what?
Well, there's always next time.
And I tell you this, if you did it to Tawala, his response might have been a little more aggressive than mine.
I kick bumpers.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have kicked your bumper. I would have kicked your fender, because if you kick the bumper, that means you're standing in front of the car.
Oh, you can kick the side.
That's
panel.
what I'm saying.
I'm saying
the panel.
The panel. Yeah. Boom.
Oh, yeah,
Try to get that thing
just like
moved.
Steve McQueen would have done. You guys are cool. Yeah.
And especially if we actually didn't know each other, what are you going to do? Get out of your car and chase me into a building you can't get into?
Oh, no, you never get out of the car.
That's my point.
Never get out
Never
of the
get
boat.
out of the car. So I would have taken advantage of that.
Look, you never know. If someone gets out the car, it's one of those things. You can see someone frantically trying to put their car in park and trying to dislodge. I can promise you this. I'd say at least 7 times out of 10, it is faster for me to get back around to your car to kick your door in as you try to open it.
Oh,
as
yeah.
You try to open it and get out head first. Pow! Your head is getting caught.
There's only one way you can get out of the car. So I know which way you're coming.
I know which way you're coming. I know what you're about to do. Yeah.
One of my favorite genres of online video is people who are in a road rage and they get out of their car, and then the other guy gets out of the car and is twice their size, and they're like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I'll be getting back in my car now.
No, I try not to do that stuff anymore. I try. But every once in a while, someone tries to run me down as I'm walking away from Whole Foods, and then all of a sudden I snap back to where I used to be when I was 30-something.
Turn you back into the old you.
Mm-hmm. I was minding my own business, and you wanted to start something. We almost had a misunderstanding.
Almost. Boy, think of my good fortune and not making you angry like the Hulk.
See? He's asking for it. Sam, see what I put up with?
I'm lucky.
I'll say good evening to Sam. Good evening to Daniel. Good evening to Walla. Mark.
Don't take their side, Sam.
Good evening.
When When we come back, we're going to talk about the LAUSD plans for new bus routes and safer zones. KFI AM 640, we're live everywhere, the iHeartRadio app. Good evening to you out there listening on iHeartRadio app. Good evening to everyone except...
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the stars will be flocking to Los Angeles to witness the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win over Houston to make the playoffs, reeling from last week's savage beating at the hands of Chicago's possessed Montrezl Harrell. Last time these teams met, Miami beat Houston, but they are a dangerous team having their manhood at stake. Then breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. Will LA avenge their previous shocking loss to perennial basketball Boston rivals to survive? 6 teams are allowed for 4 spots, and all must win. Don't miss the Big 3, the 3-on-3 basketball league everyone is talking about. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, followed by 2 games on Vice starting at 6:30 Eastern, presented by iHeart.
Mark Ronner.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. And this is an unusual time for America, and this is an uncertain time here in America. And now as students are going back to school, we talked about it last week, but in earnest over the next few weeks, just about everyone will be back in school. This will be the first time that kids will be in school dealing with these immigration raids and these unconventional tactics, which are being used by ICE, as far as popping out of a van in front of a Home Depot, or showing up at a church, or showing up at a school. And different school districts are having to deal with this in different ways. LAUSD, they made it clear, at least as of yesterday, LA Mayor Karen Bass and also LAUSD Superintendent Carvalho said that they will be implementing new bus routes and safe zones, as they say, to keep students safe from immigration raids. And although we may not know the status of someone's citizenship, whether they're undocumented, you don't know just by looking at them. You know that some people may be undocumented, and it may not be the child. It may be the parent. It may be the grandparent. And when it comes to taking kids to school or making sure that they're safe in an academic environment, there's a lot of uncertainty there. I'll just tell you what it is for me in my environment when I'm teaching Hapkido, which is not like school in the traditional sense, but we're dealing with a lot of kids. Many of them, I would say that the larger percentage of them are Latino. We have been down in attendance because students are either unsure of coming, or the people who may bring them to class should be it their parents or their grandparents. They may be undocumented. Sometimes they are, and they're unsure of what's going to happen in a raid sense. And we, in my dojang, have had internal discussions as far as how we would handle it if, in fact, there were an immigration raid. And more businesses have to have these conversations. Schools have to have these conversations. I'm quite sure Tawala, as an administrator of a school, he has to have these conversations. And I'm not saying there's one right way to do it. We know that there's a lot of controversy surrounding the city's stance as being a sanctuary city, which means that local officials, local PD, sheriff's department, they're not going to directly help or aid in the administration of ICE raids or looking for undocumented individuals. But this is going to be something which is going to cause a lot of issues for the foreseeable future. Because as kids go back to school, as kids need that ride to school or home from school or get on the bus, and as ICE continues in their unconventional methods of trying to meet their quota of 3,000 arrests per day, this is going to wreak havoc, most likely on school campuses or around school campuses. Think about any given day. You can go to just about any school in LAUSD, show up at around 3 o'clock, and you will see lines of cars of parents waiting to pick up their children. Now think about that same scenario, which is going to go on at any school in LAUSD at about maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock with an ICE raid attached. Not only are you putting children in danger, depending on how it pans out, you could have an absolute, you could have a loss of control of the situation. Let me put it that way very, very quickly. And schools have to plan for this in advance. I'm not saying that there's a right way or a wrong way to do it. I'm saying that schools are planning in advance, and LAUSD, being the second largest school district in the country, is prepared for this, or at least prepared for the possibility. And this is what Superintendent Carvalho had to say, quote, "We have rerouted a number of our bus routes. We have added additional bus routes to ensure that we have transportation for all. We are appealing to our community. Parents, if you are afraid of being on the street with your child, we more than likely can accommodate a specific bus route for your child." And this also goes back to what we were told originally about what ICE was going to do and how they were going to go about it. My issue has always been methods and tactics. I don't think that there is an argument you can make as to the legality of being undocumented in America. The law is the law, but also the punishment and the enforcement of the law, the methods and tactics do matter. In the way that being undocumented, I've said it before, and I think it bears repeating, in the way that being undocumented in and of itself is not a misdemeanor. It's a violation. It's a citation in the way that speeding is, in the way that loitering is, in the way that littering is. Just being undocumented is just a citation. And in the way that we would not ever think of enforcing a speeding violation in this way, in the way that we would never think of enforcing littering or loitering in the way that ICE does. Yes, it may be quote unquote against the law, but we also have to be mindful of how we enforce the law. And in this case, we have to be mindful of how we enforce the law and the unintended consequences when it has to do with children. I openly question whether we are creating a safe environment given how these raids are being conducted. Just because something is against the law, it doesn't in any way justify or validate any and all means. And you can also connect this to what is now happening in Washington, D.C. with the federalization of the D.C. police and the use of Secret Service and FBI, the National Park Service, and DEA, if I'm not mistaken, to assist in general law enforcement duties. This is not about safety. I should say, how it's going about it right now is not about safety. I think it's making it more unsafe here in LA for children and families to meet a quota. But I know that not everyone agrees with that. And I know that this is just going to happen, as the president has said, it is going to happen and will continue to happen. My greatest concern is someone gets hurt unnecessarily. A child gets hurt in the administration of some of these raids, or families are separated in the administration of these raids. There is a way that we can enforce the law with some degree of empathy and some sort of parameter and outer boundary as far as what we will and will not do. And going back to the story, LAUSD is planning for these eventualities in the way that we've seen these raids just about everywhere, be it a public place or a private storefront or a school or outside a church. We have to assume that this is going to be the norm for the foreseeable future, for at least the next few weeks and months, and schools are going to have to be prepared. And LAUSD is saying we're at least preparing in the sense of having extra bus routes and also more buses to accommodate kids so they're not standing outside and being targets, if you will, for immigration raids or being used as some sort of lure for an immigration raid, and parents being reticent to even pick up their kids or send their kids to school because of these raids. It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere, the iHeartRadio app and social media. And when we come back, I got to tell you about Burbank's first dog park. It's almost finished. It's almost near final approval, and we'll tell you about that next. You know I love my dogs. I mean, I can't say that about Mark. I'll be nice.
You had to find some way to bring me into it. That was impressive.
I have to, if only because you tried to kill me earlier.
No, that was a nice little stretch you did there. I appreciate that.
Even I have limitations.
Nice work.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, Mr. Mo Kelly. I'm actually surprised that Burbank, which is a dog-friendly community, did not have its own dog park. And I worked in and around Burbank for I don't know how many years, for decades, and I never really thought of it until more recently. I saw more and more stories about this. But after decades, and it's taken decades of people living in Burbank requesting this, Burbank's first dog park is in its final stages of approval. It's going to cost like some $2.4 million, and it's done in conjunction with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. The Dick Clark Dog Park, as it will be called, will feature a statue of Crypto, Superman's dog. Well, not actually Superman's dog. Well, it depends on the story, you know. In some stories, it's Superman's dog. In other stories, it's Supergirl's dog.
You can just get around it by saying Crypto the Super Dog. That's how it is in the comics. You're welcome.
But people may have most recently seen the Superman movie, and in that Superman movie, it was Supergirl's dog.
I'm just trying to help, Mo.
No, please don't. You tried to kill me earlier. You can't help me.
You survived.
Yeah,
everybody wins.
It's almost like shooting at someone is like, well, I missed, so it's okay.
I just barely grazed you.
Well, yeah, it's like
what are you talking about?
The age-old question to stop any argument: did you die?
Yeah, I didn't die.
Okay, so case closed.
Jeez.
But since we went there, the Crypto statue will be prominently displayed at the park's entrance, joining Wonder Woman, Batman, Green Lantern statues, which are already there, and it's supposed to celebrate the city's entertainment industry heritage, and Crypto will be right down front. And the dog park will be at the intersection of Riverside Drive and Bob Hope Drive.
So it's right around the corner.
Like right around the corner. I mean, literally around the corner.
Yes, we exit out the parking and go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Once completed, and I've actually driven by it a bunch of times. I just didn't know that was going to be the dog park. If you get off the 134
Hollywood Way,
the one before, right before Hollywood Way, Buena Vista.
Okay. So it's the one that's right here.
Yeah, get off of Buena Vista, make a left coming off the 134 east.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you start driving. You come up to, I'll say, the backside of iHeart. They have this big open green area on the right, so I know exactly where it's going to be.
Oh.
Yeah. Once completed, the dog park will include 25 parking spaces and separate areas for large and small dogs with double gate entry systems. That's kind of standard. Dog agility equipment, including ramps and tunnels, 70 trees, 19 park benches and picnic tables, shade structures, a central plaza with permeable pavers, drinking fountains and dog water stations. Kind of standard. But here is something that's really interesting if you are a dog lover, dog owner. Instead of grass, the park will use a specialized surface blend of 70% sand and 30% pea gravel. They call it the dog park blend. I personally prefer the grass or the grass astroturf-like substance, whatever they use. I usually take Riley and Benson to the Redondo Beach Dog Park, but the only thing I don't like it's all dirt. Two big areas, there are plenty of places for the dogs to run. It's very spacious. It's huge, but it's all dirt, which means each time we go, I got to give them a bath as soon as we get home because they're tracking dirt everywhere. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a great place for dogs, but that's a drawback. So when they say that they're putting down like a sand and gravel, it's like, I'd rather have the grassy like substance.
Might just be harder to clean that.
No, it probably is that. You know, it's not for our convenience. It's for their convenience as far as maintenance. Just for me, I would rather have it like you've been in my backyard. we have a synthetic turf, which is specifically for dogs and pets, where they can do their business. It seeps through. You just run over it with like a hose, and it doesn't really hold any odor or anything. So they have a synthetic blend specifically for pets they could have used. They're just not using it here.
I like the idea of it.
Oh,
the idea of it. And, I know exactly what you're talking about. Back here. When you get off the freeway.
Correct.
Yes, you're back here, over on this side. Okay, yeah, no. I passed by there, and I've seen people just out there walking dogs. A couple times I've seen people out there doing Tai Chi.
Yep, that area. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like oblong. It's a weird shape, so you can't really do anything with it. It's perfect for a dog park.
Yeah.
People out there playing flag football and stuff, doing stuff out there. And for the while, they had this big border up. And I said, what are they going to do with it? And it's been for a few years. And then I realized, okay, that's where the dog park is going to be.
And
I would like to take Benson and Riley to it when it's completed. I just need someone to just watch over them. Like, I could maybe send Mark out there to just watch the dogs for a while. I'll pay him, but I got to do the show.
I don't think you can afford me, Mo.
That's what she said. Sam,
I could have swore there was a dog park already in Burbank.
I would have thought the same thing too, but no.
Apparently, the one that I've been to must be in Glendale. Must have crossed magically the border into Glendale. Yep. I could have swore that was in Burbank.
Maybe Glendale. It doesn't take much to get to Glendale.
No,
I mean, go down Riverside Drive.
Hopscotch across the little tiny invisible line. Apparently,
yeah, not in Burbank. And I ask you, as a fellow dog lover, is there a particular dog park that you usually take Marley?
There's one in North Hollywood that I typically go to, but also that one that I was talking about in Glendale. It's just, I believe, south of the 134. When you exit the 134 freeway, I could have swore it was in Burbank, but it's just barely in the Glendale side, apparently, just off the 134.
Off the 134. I'm trying to think, is that like by Pickwick Bowl in that area?
Close by there, just further up the road. If you go further up Riverside, I think you'll get to it.
Okay. Yeah, then maybe we ought to do like a dog date anyhow.
Absolutely.
Bring the boys. I would bring them to the office, but Riley is an a-hole, and I can't trust him unattended for any significant amount of time.
What's he do?
He would probably chew up something, and he barks incessantly. He barks at people walking away across the street. He barks at the UPS man. He barks when he hears people walking in front of the house. He's just like, rah, 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 I hear you. Please go away. Please go away. Rah, 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 rah. He's an a-hole. And whenever I take him out on a walk, he's determined to challenge every dog 3 times his size.
Just let him do a segment on your show. See what people say.
But he might urinate on the desk. That's the problem.
Okay, all right.
He'll bark into the mic. I can get him to bark into the mic. It's just, it's just unsanitary.
The urination.
Yeah.
See, I can't confirm nor deny the fact that I have Marley with me. I can't confirm nor deny. That dog is like the nicest, sweetest dog in the universe.
Yes,
that is true.
I have brought Benson here, but this was years ago when I was doing the Mo Kelly show, and I had an office, and I could put him in there for a while, and I didn't have to worry about him running around. And he's perfect. He's not going to have an accident anywhere. He just doesn't. He knows the difference between inside and outside. If he sees grass, that's outside. He knows he can do whatever.
Based on what you've told us about the men's room here, it sounds like he's better trained than some of our employees.
No doubt. No exaggeration. Seriously.
No joke.
That's a very low bar, though, Mark. It's a very low bar because people urinate on the floor in there routinely and intentionally.
It's glistening around the floor of the taller urinal right now.
Glistening, a golden glistening. That's great. That's nice.
I mean, it's almost like they went in, closed their eyes, and started spinning in a 360 circle, just spraying.
That just makes me so proud.
Anyhow, I've never brought Riley up here. I don't know if he can handle it. I mean, he wouldn't be any worse, but I don't know if our program director would appreciate hearing the dog barking in the background during segments. That's my only concern. Now, Mark barking, that's okay, but not Riley.
Slightly deeper bark.
No bite, though.
Wait and see.
Look, you tried to kill me earlier, okay?
It's back to the murder.
You're sitting here to tell about it. I'd quit complaining if I were you.
Back to the murder.
Start counting your good fortune.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. When we come back, we have to talk about how California and shooting stars, where's the best state in the union to see a shooting star? It's California.
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the stars will be flocking to Los Angeles to witness the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win over Houston to make the playoffs, reeling from last week's savage beating at the hands of Chicago's possessed Montrezl Harrell. Last time these teams met, Miami beat Houston, but they are a dangerous team having their manhood at stake. Then breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. Will LA avenge their previous shocking loss to perennial basketball Boston rivals to survive? 6 teams are allowed for 4 spots, and all must win. Don't miss the Big 3, the 3-on-3 basketball league everyone is talking about. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, followed by 2 games on Vice starting at 6:30 Eastern, presented by iHeart.
Top 10, we'll find out in just a moment.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. We're still live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook as well, if you want to see the video simulcast of the show. And I don't know how often you may see a shooting star. You don't see them all that often, but it depends on where you are. You know, where are you in the state of California? Where are you around the United States? If you are in the city of Los Angeles, so in a very urban area, because of light pollution, you may not see all that many shooting stars. I don't see that many in the city, but when I was younger and I was going out to Joshua Tree or doing stuff with 4-H, and you're getting outside the city limits and you get to see all the stars and whatever's happening in the sky, then I would see more shooting stars. But I always wondered whether California was conducive, all in all, top to bottom, to see a shooting star. According to the Action Network, they have listed the top 10 states in the nation to glimpse a meteor or asteroid as of 2025, and with how likely you are to see one. Sam, do you remember the last time or any time that you saw a shooting star in California?
Yeah. Occasionally, I mean, you got to be in a spot that has not so much light pollution, but, if you hear that there's like one of those, asteroid belts coming through. It's something. If you're going to be passing through someplace where you're going to be seeing a bunch of asteroids, just look up. You might catch a few.
Mark, do you see them in California, or did you see them in the state of Washington?
Only if I watch them on television. I have to admit, I have been an astronomy fan my whole life, but never one to just hang out outdoors and look at the skies.
I think I've seen maybe 3 or 4 in my life. Tuala, what about you?
I actually, one clear night in Altadena, when I got there, all the street lights were like off, and got out my car and I was taking just pictures of the sky, and I shot a video because it was just such a peaceful, clear night, and a shooting star just shot across my camera. And I was like, I can't believe I caught that, because I wasn't there for shooting stars. I'm just like, just take a video of the night sky. The Altadena is very dark, so.
Yeah. You're high up. There's enough elevation. Well, here we go. Top 10 states for spotting a shooting star. Coming in at number 10. Michigan, with a 2.81% chance. I don't know quantitatively how they measure a 2.81% chance of seeing a shooting star, but we'll take it. Coming in number 9. The state of Idaho, 2.85% chance of seeing a shooting star. Number 8. Alaska, 2.94% chance. I would have thought Alaska would be a lower chance, if only because you got some 6 months of light or whatever, you would have less amount of darkness over a larger portion of the year. You're probably not going to see as many shooting stars.
And you got the northern lights going on. That's
True.
enough of a distraction right there.
True. Yeah, there are a lot of things competing with what would be a shooting star. Coming in number 7. Nevada, 3.17% chance. Yeah, that makes sense. You're in the desert. There's probably not a lot of things competing in the night sky. Yeah, that makes sense. Number 6. The same, Arizona, 3.50% chance of seeing a shooting star, or in other words, an asteroid coming into the atmosphere. Number 5 of the top 10 states of spotting a shooting star. New Mexico, 3.81% chance. I'm getting the sense of either the Midwest or the Southwest are some of the best spots. Coming in at number 4 of the top 10 states for seeing a shooting star. Utah, 4.21% chance. Not that I ever want to go to Utah. Anyone here ever been to Utah? I haven't been to Utah. Nothing in it for me.
I have not.
No. Mm-mm.
I don't plan on going.
I don't plan on going to Utah. I don't plan on going to Idaho. I'm not going to West Virginia. I'm not going to Mississippi. There's just some states. There's nothing in it for me.
I don't think you'd like Idaho.
I don't think I'd like Idaho. I don't think I would like Mississippi. There's certain states. It's just nothing for me. West Virginia is like, what would I be going there for? Am I driving through? Possibly. But am I going there? No.
Yeah.
Not at all. Nope. Coming in at number 3. Oregon, 4.40% chance of seeing a shooting star. Coming in at number 2. Colorado, 4.45% chance of seeing a shooting star. So number 1, okay, you got Oregon, you got Utah, New Mexico, Arizona. I'm thinking something in the southwest portion of the country. Sam, you got any guesses? Who's number 1?
I can't even. I'm still kind of confused. I mean, does this just mean the percentage of people who are willing to look up? Because I'm assuming that you can see a shooting star anywhere.
Well, it depends, because if you're like near downtown LA, no chance in hell. No chance in hell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to be looking up. There has to be a minimum amount of light pollution, and you have to be looking up at the right time. I mean, it's luck.
Kansas, like one of
Kansas might be a good
like
guess.
Those flatland places that has no mountains.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe like unless there's like weather going on or something, so they can't see it through the clouds. But I don't know. That's how do you quantify that?
Right.
Percentage of people who look up at the right moment.
Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. I'm thinking that might have a shot at being number 1. Mark, any guesses? Washington hasn't been listed yet.
Nevada, Area 51, all that stuff.
Well, Nevada was number 7.
I wasn't listening.
I know. Come join the program. Oh, my goodness. First you try to kill me, now you're trying to kill the show.
I had important journalism work to do here in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Forget
that.
So
please.
Coming in at number 1, as far as the top state in the nation for spotting a shooting star. I think this just has to do with landmass over the totality of the state. California, 6.68% chance of seeing a shooting star. I guess if you include Redwood and Lodi and San Jose and Bakersfield, and River Tucky.
And legal cannabis.
Yeah, people who are really high and just looking up.
Well, also, there is it's the Perseid meteor shower.
Perseid? Hey, Mark, what is it?
Perseid.
Perseid. Mm-hmm.
It's the Perseid. It's the P-Funk.
The meteor shower.
Percy.
young Perk is coming back into the night skies. And that means that you might want to be in Cali to see it.
Will we see it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't tracked the path. Mark, I know it's in the news. Have they said where it's going to be most visible?
I ran across an item yesterday. Let me do a quick search.
No, that's no problem. I mean, I think it's relevant to the show. We'll wait, just like you waited for me to cross the street.
No need to be rude.
I'm just petty. I'm small like that.
Perseid meteor shower to peak this week. One of the most impressive celestial shows of the year is reaching its peak this week. The Perseid meteor shower has had light streaking across the sky since last month, ramping up to Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning, where 60 or more meteors can shoot by in an hour. Does that satisfy you, Mo? 60?
No, it doesn't tell us where.
Viewing is best in rural areas in the hours before dawn, but the shooting stars can be seen anytime after dark, and we don't have a location.
All right, so just be rural.
You just look up.
Okay. All right, sounds good. KFI AM 640, we're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating.
Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win to make the playoffs, and breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. 6 teams are alive for 4 spots, and all must win. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Presented by iHeart.